Hey St. Luke's, Pastor Mark here. Thought I'd take a minute to check in with you today. Hope you're all doing well. We've been still fairly busy up here at Holden Village. The summer programming continues, but the big groups are now kind of behind us. We've seen some really big numbers up here, and now as the summer kind of starts to progress a little bit more, we're starting to see a little bit smaller cohorts. Still fairly busy, but not as busy as it's been. So it's kind of nice these next couple weeks. Also, time is going quickly. We are now down to just under 3 weeks until the Griffith family departs Holden Village. And then shortly thereafter, we'll be back with you. And we are so looking forward to this, to being reunited, reconnected, and putting all of these pieces that we've each learned, you with Pastor Dwight in Bellevue, me up here at Holden Village, putting these parts of our adventures back together again, I think is going to be absolutely exciting and brilliant, and we're so looking forward to all of that and what that is in store for us together. And people have asked me, like, oh, how does it feel to be leaving Holden Village and ready to go back? And it feels like our time here is complete. Like, it feels like it's nearing being complete, and it's just a really good feeling. It's not like, oh, I wish we could get out of here, or oh, I wish we had more time. It's just getting to this lovely place of like, it's time, and off we go. My successor comes in today. Pastor Abby is going to transition into this role, and so we've got about a little more than 2 weeks to transition together, and then Abby and her family will be installed as pastor, and her family will live here in the village, and it's a really exciting transition, one that I'm really excited to make. It's kind of interesting, the summer rhythm of our Holden Village worship services puts Eucharist on Tuesday night this week. And we do that because the guests start arriving on Sunday, and then we experience life together on Monday, and then we do Eucharist on Tuesday because people start leaving again by Wednesday. And so we believe everybody has a place at the table. And it felt really important then to put Eucharist on Tuesday as that moment where we are all together, everybody here for the week. And so it's kind of a funny rhythm. You know, we're so used to being on Sunday and Eucharist and all that, and so now Tuesday nights are Eucharist. But we've been using the lectionary and probably hearing some of the same stories that you've been hearing. Last week we heard that story of the wheat and the weeds, and it's kind of a fun story that Jesus tells about what the coming of the kingdom will look like. And it's like a landowner who planted seed, and in the middle of the night somebody came and planted wheat. Kind of a nasty trick. And when the crops were watered and nurtured and everything started growing up, all of the field workers noticed, oh, there's weeds in this wheat. What are we going to do? And so they hatched a plan. And anytime people hatch a plan in the scripture, I think we ought to take note, because it doesn't always work out so well. So they hatch this plan, and they go to the landowner and they say, yeah, you must have planted good seed, but there's all these weeds. We have an idea. We'll go tear out all of those weeds and take care of this problem. And the landowner in Jesus' parable says, no, don't tear up the weeds, because you're also going to ruin the wheat. And this kind of examining and thinking about the story made me wonder if that landowner suspected that maybe these field workers wouldn't actually be able to tell the difference between the wheat and the weeds. And I wonder if that's part of what Jesus is telling us in this story, is that we're not really very good sometimes at discerning the wheat from the weeds. And anytime we hatch a plan, boy, we got to be really careful. I think the Christian church has a long history of being really bad at discerning wheat from weeds. Rather, this story invites us to be like that sower earlier, sowing seeds wherever they might land and grow, and trust that that's the Spirit's job, not ours. And then there is this promise of justice, that God's cosmic justice at the end of things. But that's God and the angels and all of that. Our job isn't to go get the weed whackers out and ruin the place, but to nurture and cultivate and invest. So that story, that metaphor, just made me think about how we are called to be in the world. Not weeders, but nurturers, growers, cultivators. That's kind of this metaphor of beauty that I think animates our lives and leads us forward into what God is calling us to be. So thanks for checking in with me this week. It's going to be really soon, and we'll be back with you in person. We're really looking forward to that. Hope you're well. Thanks for staying in touch. We'll see you soon.